Alright, welcoming guys. Let's get this music rolling. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. Oh, there's two. Alright, there's that. Let's see here. Alright, you guys. Sorry about being a little bit late for the live today. So I guess the big thing that I really want to talk about today is the expectation, the worry, the anxiety, the frustration, the things that we focus on become our energy. They become who we are and the direction that we move, and we don't realize that it's happening, and we just keep allowing it to happen, right? So every time that something feels, looks like, tastes like the past, we drive forces with our body, and our body reacts. Even if we have programmed the brain for years and years and years and years, we are not actually able to do the things that are needed because we are coming from a place that we have not healed. Either because we haven't healed the mind, or we haven't healed the body, or because in general, we've just been doing, right? We've just been functioning just to get by, just to go to a job, just to do this, just to have a relationship with this person. And it goes way deeper than that. It goes so deep that so many people don't realize that they are a part of the problem, right? But people don't want to be called out on their bads. They want to regulate in a different direction. They want to see the greater good of how life maneuvers and how life should go, right? But we don't ever notice that. Why? Because we're in survival mode. Because we have normalized being stressed, tired, broke, irritated, frustrated. We've given reason to why all of these things can come into our energy field and teach us that that's all life is about. At the end of the day, that's not what it's all about. Digital with Bree, welcome in. How are you doing? And when this happens, we then try to find something to grasp onto. Whether it is a reaction, a feeling, emotion, for example, saving too much money, right? We're holding on to our money instead of spending it, investing it, becoming the best version of ourselves. We will lie to ourselves and say that something from the past isn't happening, even if it's right in front of our face and it's happening. I'm doing pretty good. I just got out of a meeting I totally had forgotten about, so I got the reminder and popped right in there. And when you are dealing with a narcissist, this is going to come about in every way, shape, and form. And the hardest part for me with going no contact was the simple fact that I didn't know how they were going to react to that. I didn't know what they were going to do or how they were going to maneuver in that. Are they alienating me from my kids? Yes, they are. And they're doing it on purpose. But I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not grateful. I am just focused on my own healing. I have watched these people destroy 19 years in total of my life. Hello, friend. How is it going? 19 years in total, right? Where I did what they wanted. I conformed the way that they asked me to because I was just scared of losing my kids, right? And there was a threat years ago that was made in that format, but I don't care anymore because the energy of my children wanting to be near me is going to come with time. So what I say is, if you are in the ruts of a separation, if you are in the ruts of a crappy co-parenting circle, remember one basic memory. If you are still doing the same thing and telling them the opposite, they are never going to believe you. They are never going to try to drive forces to be the best kids outside of who they're staying with, outside of who is making those things happen, right? And I think a lot of people get this confused because this is why we don't leave. This is the example on why we stay. And a real narcissist is going to use you as their main supply until the day that you do what I did, which is go no contact, right? And then they're still going to try to destroy your world by you not being able to see your kids. They're still going to destroy everything because they don't want to get healthy. Is that fun? No. Is it ideal? No. Is it hard to sit with? Yes. Should you go through that process alone? Heck no. You should never have to go through that process alone. That process is a process that sends us into isolation, sends us into nobody else knows what this feels like. Nobody else knows what's going on or how you're maneuvering on an everyday basis. The court system is absolutely baffled that me removing the environment, me removing the people that I was hanging out with has reduced to no PTSD. Sorry, I lost my words. And almost down to no bipolar, no OCD, being able to function, working on getting back into the working world. My business is moving, no medication, I'm losing weight, my relationship is amazing, we're growing, we're minuting. All these things are going great and awesome. And they're expecting some type of reaction out of me. And this is where victims get it very confused. When we are in victim mentality, we can't come from anything else more than what we see. And when we choose to stop seeing, that this can change or that this can be better, and realize the real work is walking away and allowing them to be. Allow them to get in all the trouble they need to on their own. That's really where it's at. That's how we're going to start to maneuver this motion of victors, right? Victors is where it's at. It's not in the victim mentality. It's stepping out of that comfort zone and going, you know what? I did just as much wrong as he did. You know what? I could have looked at this in a better scenario. You know what? I can stop this divorce from happening. Let me do the work. Let me be who I need to be and stop judging myself because I couldn't handle it all, because I needed the help, because I needed to communicate, whatever it may be. Because going through what I have to go through right now, my goal is to stop women from having to go through this, right? Hey, Billy Joe, my goal is to stop women from having to go through this. They're about to close this case, and there's nothing that they can do legally to force them to have communication with me. Do you think that's going to stop my children from talking to me? It is until they start to see the change. It is until they start to see the difference. It is until they see that mom has kept her word this whole time. Mom always said, I won't use you as a money bag. I won't drag you around and make you pick sides. I will always be here for you. My phone number will never change. I will continue to be the best version of myself when you are ready. Those promises I have never broke. Even though I walked away, my kids knew why I walked away. My kids knew where they could go. Do they feel like they can leave? No. Do I understand where they're at? Yes, because I was in the ruts of that shit. I was in the hardcore ruts of doing whatever they wanted to so that I didn't lose out on something. Think about that. We identify with what gives us joy, what gives us instant validation. Aren't we tired of instant validation? What happened to delayed gratification? What happened to growing something and watching it minute over time? What happened to genuine connections? And this all goes back to who we attract, right? We attracted this narcissist because we did not heal. We attracted this narcissist because our parents didn't do their job the way they needed to. And is that hard to face? Yes, it's hard to face because generational curses show us that it's easier to wipe it away, put a rug over it, and call it pretty. And that's not what this is. That's not how you learn to be the absolute best version of yourself. It's not. It's not one bit. Because if we keep doing that, then every generation is going to keep going through the same exact thing. Moms are going to miss out on time with their kids. Moms are never going to heal. Dads are going to always be narcissists. We're always going to have the women that are narcissists. We're always going to have this hate. The whole idea is that we can have a foundation that's made properly with love, care, and affection, and know that our children can go to other facets for help and have more than one safe place to figure things out as mom and dad are healing and doing the things that they need to do. Because healing isn't easy work. Healing is hard. But when you have a group of people that want to put a wool over their eyes and pretend like nothing has ever happened, then we have a bigger problem. Because our children are going to grow up the same way we did. The death stare looks, expecting us to read their mind, not teaching us how to cook, not teaching us how to clean, not teaching us how to read, how to write, how to do all the things, and making it fun, right? That's what parenting is about. Parenting isn't about, oh, well, my husband's going to go to work and I'm going to make this money as long as I take care of these kids. Like, no, life is not supposed to be a job. It's supposed to be something you actually enjoy doing, that you get the time freedom to do. But this is where we got lost in the boomer generation, is daddies go to work and mommies stay home. There's so many more ways to make money online. And I think that we all forget that. Like, yes, TikTok is a way to make money, but there are hundreds of other ways to make money where you are present with your children and you are growing the things that you want to grow. How nice would it be for us all to retire our husbands? How nice would it be to have him home, to want to help you, to want to be involved, to want to connect, more than basic going to work every single day? Because that's all a man knows. Because the boomers started it. And the curse just fled down along the lines. Men don't cry, men tighten up their boots, men don't say anything, and narcissists get away with everything. That's exactly where it started, because we just kept putting a rug over it and pretending like nothing was happening, nothing was going on, and that the world was normal and okay with that. No. Why have we normalized that? Why have we normalized that it is okay for a narcissist to get away with the most unthinkable thing just because a family member says that, oh, that man would never do that, but you don't know a narcissist behind closed doors? And I know a lot of you are interested in other ways to make money. I know that you guys are. But TikTok monetization, think about it. If we go look at the most popular person that is an A1, how many hours a day are they spending on this app? That's the bigger question. How many hours a day are they spending on this app? That's not time freedom. That's not passive money. Going live and making money, that's not passive money. Do you see my point? That's more than what my husband works at an 8-hour shift. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's so many opportunities to make money on here. It's not even funny. My dad is a narcissist. Everyone used to say, "Oh, your dad is so nice. He's a horrible Yep. And narcissists get away with the most craziest attributes because of that factor, right? We're talking about the ex-husband that has attempted more than once to destroy my business, to destroy the connections with my kids, because I refuse to be a toxic parent. I refuse to be my old self. I wanted better for my life. And he's mad because there's someone else that took his place and did a better job. He is witnessing a man take me off my meds, take me off diagnoses, make me healthy, all because he's held space for me, something that my ex-husband could never do, right? And that's frustration, to know that he can be able to be a safe place for my kids and do what he couldn't do. And so he used the system to do what he wanted. It's crazy. I've talked to his ex. I know exactly how all of this stuff goes. But not only that, it's a cycle. And do we want the cycle to keep going? Like, let's be real. I wouldn't want to retire my husband even if I could. Well, yes, you would. Then if you wouldn't want to, then why are you married to him? I know that's kind of a harsh question, but if you don't want to spend time with him, then why did you marry him? If you didn't want to have kids with him, then why did you marry him? Right? Because a husband is someone that you are supposed to be able to lean on 24/7, not just for a paycheck. We are supposed to be head over heels with this man. We are supposed to be that safe place for him. We are supposed to help him grow into the man he's supposed to be, but he's also supposed to help us grow into the woman that we are supposed to fucking be. I'd retire mine from a 9-to-5, but help him to start his dream. Exactly, Lauren. But he would be a whole different person. He wouldn't be a factory worker. He wouldn't be a robotic machine, right? I think that's what a lot of women that have blue-collar men forget about. They're not going to be the same man. They're going to be an even better man. And the reason they're going to be an even better man is because they don't have to worry about being away from their family all day. They actually get to help you with stuff. They actually get to help you with blow-ups with the kiddos, cleaning the house, going and buying groceries, the things that they've never got to do before or never felt that they could do because they were consuming their time at a 9-to-5. I mean, my husband has ADHD. That's not an excuse. My husband still wants to start his online career, but it's really hard for him to focus on both. And I was just laid out something last night that, whoo, buddy, I'm working on it. I'm going to see who else is going to join forces with me on this. And when I say I can retire him and I can double dip, meaning that I can teach him how to do what I'll be doing, right? And I'll be making good money by the month, if not by the week, if not by the day. There's 9 different ways to be able to make an income stream. And when you take people out of situations, especially men, the good men, they will adapt to their new environment. It might take them a minute, but they will adapt to their new environment. The more that we change and the more that we grow into who we're supposed to be and show up to that relationship, we're not going to have hateful comments like we don't ever want them home, or we don't want to spend time with them, or, you know, they're this whatever, because we've been with them so long that we've went into the roommate phase. I've been in the roommate phase. Roommate phase sucks. Well, right, guys, but think about it. How did our husband's parents raise them? Did they raise them to just be a robot? Did they raise them to have feelings and emotions, or did they tell them to console them away and pretend like they didn't have them? If they had the opportunity because their wife showed them a new way, do you see what I'm saying? Like, men have a harder time drifting to positivity because their woman slips back into the negativity. And if you guys fell in love in the most healthiest spot of your life and you had kids and life got fucking rough and got hard, and then all of a sudden you're now making fun of him, you don't want to spend time with him, you're not messaging him, you're not giving him hugs and kisses, you ain't being grateful for him going to work or doing all of the things, then yeah, he's gonna turn into an evil fucking Knievel. Pure and simple. It doesn't make him happy because he doesn't feel good enough as a man, because to him, he's not bringing in enough money in order for his family to feel safe and happy the way that he wants them to. Crazy factor. Me and my husband are pretty close and connected, and he was born and raised in Southern Alabama, and that's exactly how most of those men think. They're not bringing in enough money to make their wife happy, to make their kids happy, let alone to make themselves happy, because they were born that work equals happiness, that work equals love. So of course, when they come home, they don't know how to show that, because they weren't told to show it. They were told to keep doing things while they were home. They weren't told to sit with the kids and enjoy them and love on them and help the wifey with this or help the wifey with that. See, this is how deep the generational curse freaking goes, girlfriend. It's wild. And you guys are like, oh, it doesn't work. Honey, it works. When you find the right man that's willing to do the work, then yes, it's worth it. I have a man that still works an 8 to 5 or 5 to 8. Holy shit. A 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. every single day. Comes home, does the dishes, puts the clothes away, vacuums the floors, makes sure that my flowers are watered, and spends 20 minutes with me and spends an hour by himself doing his push-ups, journaling, talking to himself in the mirror, putting a list of things that he needs to work on. And the only way he got there was by watching me do it every single day and becoming the best version of myself and realizing that I am meant to trigger him because I'm the woman that's going to help level him up. And when you meet a healed woman, whoo, honey boo boo, when you meet a healed woman, they will trigger you. And it's true. Seriously, it's true. He might stay working for a little while, but over time he's going to want to be home with you guys. If you're taking trips and you're doing all the things, the kids are behaving better, right? Money isn't a problem or an issue, so you're going to be able to be that ultimate mom. He's going to want to be a part of that, and he's going to hit a point where he says, no, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to just validate my love and affection and attention with going out and making $1, because that's what society told us, guys. That's why we go to school. We send our children to a school that says, if you don't do it this way, you're dumb. Right? Think about that. We went to those schools. Our husbands went to those schools. Our parents went to those schools. And look where we're all at. And the real entrepreneurs are the ones that stepped out of their comfort zone. The ones that put themselves in pain every single day to see the result that they wanted to. The ones that did boring businesses until they took off. The ones that tried and never gave up on their mission and their goals and where they were going. Those are the people that are going to start to see all those facets. The ones that make excuses on why they are in the situation they're in instead of making changes to that and growing and minuting to be the best version of themselves, then husband's gonna show up the same, you're gonna show up the same, and the kids are gonna show up even worse. And then it's gonna become a big chaotic mess, and y'all are gonna be going, Harley, I need a one-on-one with you. I really need your help. I'm beyond frustrated. I don't know what to do. We're way past the roommate stage. I'm ready for divorce. Bet you. I have seen it with way too many relationships, even in their 50s or 60s, after all the kids have been raised and handled and done. All because they wanted to sweep things underneath the rug and pretend like they never happened, and that they were okay with the choices that they made that caused their children to be where they're at, and vice versa with their grandparents and everybody else. I mean, I guess the bigger question is, how hard are you guys willing to work in the online space in order to get your next buck? Or does that only convert in TikTok, right? That's the big question. Are you willing to learn how to market? Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and be bored in your business because good business is boring? Are you willing to talk to other people? Are you willing to connect in different ways? What does money really mean to you? And do you know how to spend it? Or is it going to just be gone in a day? Right? Like, that's the bigger question. Homeschooling doesn't have to be a thing, right? But there are teachers out here and tutors that are going to teach the kids in a way that fits them instead of what has fit society. Because not all children are built the same. You can have 3 children all grow up in the same household and they all have 3 different reactions to the way you raised them. It's mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Thank you for the roses, Miss Little Rose, and thank you for the heart, me, Billy Joe. So that's the big question. And I know a lot of you think that, like, it's a hard subject, right? There's multiple ways to make money online. But the big question is how long are you actually going to want to do it? How long are you actually going to stick to it? Because making money, even on this app, is not easy. It is repetitive. It is the same thing over and over and over again. But if we're only doing it to get besties, then we're not going to make anything on this app, right? This is in a place just to make besties. This is a place to grow. This is a place to figure out what your skill set is. What have you been good at since you were a kid? What is something that you want to drive forces with? What is something that you could be so pumped up about that you could talk about it every day on live without a shadow of a doubt? That doesn't have to do with listening to music and picking everybody up and sending gifts back and forth. That's the real kicker. I was in a live earlier today on top of this new business opportunity that I grabbed a hold of. So if you guys are interested in making money online, make sure to send me a DM and we will chat and we will talk and I will give you the details of what I'm talking about. But this is something that is life-changing. This is way more life-changing than the courses, right? Because this is reoccurring money. This is, you are a team instead of being against one another. You are helping each other build your team and all of the things, right? And people don't see that. People don't see that you can be on this app promoting something else and making money from that and continuing to make money from that because you took a chance on yourself, because you wanted something better for your family. There's a girl that is a very close friend of mine, and 2 weeks ago she was selling courses for months, right? She now has the payment for her car, and she has now made $2,000 in 17 days because she took a chance on herself. Hey, Miss Virginia. Not because she stayed in the same place that she's always been. She took a chance and said, you know what? I want to see this work for me. Her phone was off. All of the things, right? Like, I don't think you guys quite get it because you guys are still in that 9-to-5 mindset. But what I'm trying to bring to the table is I want you guys to start working on yourselves. Straight up, plain to the point. I want you guys to journal every day. I want you guys to move every day. I don't care if it's like this for 100 times. I don't care if it's like this for 100 times. I don't care what it is. I want you guys to stop saying, I can't, I won't, I will not. Because I have opportunities for you. But first you have to put yourself first. First you have to want what you want in order for life to go the right way. Sitting and complaining and whining and saying I can't, I won't, I identify as is only gonna keep you stuck, babies. And if you want real life and you want to go somewhere more than where you are right now in this very moment, worried and stressed about bills and all the other things, then shoot me a DM and get ready and start taking your power back. You are not branded to a fucking job that is a robot that tells you what to do. You are not here to go to a job and socialize with people you can't even stand, or get on this app and pretend like you're friends with people that you can't even stand because you think it's gonna bring coin in. How is that any different than a 9-to-5? Let's get real. I want my people working out every day. I want to see your guys' journals. I want to see what tasks you've completed every day. Because when you stop thinking like that, my friends, you will start to see the vision I have. A car payment that's paid every single month. If you are within the limits of the branding, you get $500 a month for your car. If not, you get $250. And the highest one, oh yeah, I'm sorry, $1 million house for you actually doing what you need to. This app is only the platform to get you where you want to go, my friends. Remember that. That link in bio that everybody doesn't want to go click. Yeah, my one-on-ones that I have, my doc checking calls, I'm gonna straighten out your mindset. I'm gonna straighten out the way you think. I'm gonna straighten out the way that you handle who you are coming out to be. Changed my husband's life. Totally changed my husband's life. When I met him, he was struggling with addiction. He was homeless. He had nothing, and no one ever believed in him. And guess what I did? He has a good job. He is growing his business. He's lost 45 pounds just in the last 2 years, and he lost another 62 years ago. He's eating healthy. He's caring about himself. He's prioritizing himself. He knows that basic care isn't all that's needed. I have another lady that's finally telling her story in her business and is going the same direction as me. I have all these people that are growing and minuting because they stopped saying and identifying with I can't, I won't, I don't want to. Stress is my middle name. This is who I am, and this is all that I'm worth. You're only worth 30 cents? You're only worth 30 cents? Really? You want to make money on this app, but you're only worth 30 cents? Like, do you see what I'm saying? We only get half back of every single coin. We only get a quarter back of what we get in subscriptions. Social media is made for socializing about your regular life for fun, or it's to take it serious and get out of that stuck 9 to 5. Not being able to feed the kids healthy, not being able to feed yourself healthy, not being able to go get your nails done, not being able to go and dress the way you want to dress. Who's sick and tired of all that? Put yes in the comments. Let's go. Let's get this party started. This is how we change our lives. We say and we do what we mean. We do not speak into existence what we do not want to have. The movement of wanting a better life only comes when you stop playing small. Let me repeat that again. You will always play small if you don't believe in yourself. How long does it take you to get out of bed in the morning? How long does it take you to get dressed in the morning? How long does it take you to already have the day prepped for the kids? How long does it take you to get the kids to school? And what is the only thing you think about all day is what you're going to do for those kids? Oh, I'm sorry. So you're identifying only as a mom. Okay. So what about you? When's your self-care time? Welcome in, T. Danny. When's your self-care time? When do you get to do things by yourself? When do you get to love on yourself? When does your husband get that time to himself? When does he get time to clear his mind and actually figure out what it is that he wants to do? When do you and your husband get time alone without those kids? Oh, you don't want to because you don't trust nobody? Because you don't believe that anybody's going to take care of them like you do? Been there, done that, honey. Been there, done that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Because the kids need individual time with each parent. They also need time together. But the kids also need time away. In order to create a healthy balance, that's what needs to happen. So making money online, do you want to make 30 cents? You want to make $100, for a couple of hours? Or do you want to spend 12 hours on here and make $500,000 in a day? Or would you rather do something that's passive, that's in the background, where you learn how to make marketing content and you learn how to do all the things that you need to do in order for the business to actually move in the direction that it needs to move in, right? Like, TikTok is only the beginning. It is the foundation, but it's how you're showing up. What are you bringing to the table? How are you wanting to maneuver? Are you only maneuvering because you're like, well, if I pretend to do this and I pretend like I'm making money, then I look like I'm doing the things? And I know that's a really crazy statement, but let's get real with it, right? It's 100% real. There are so many ways to make money on this app, and we are still sitting here trying to make 30 cents. 30 cents. Make that make sense. Okay, 5. 7, okay, what's half of 7? 3.5. 9, okay, that's 5. Put one more up there, and that's only 5 cents you're worth, because you're only getting 5 cents back. What I'm trying to tell you guys is there are so many more ways to make money on this app. But first it starts with your mindset. First it starts with who are you waking up every single day to become the best version of yourself. It is about applying value to your life. It is not about sitting there and waiting for gifts. There is so much more to this app than that. But if you believe your worth is only 30 cents at a time, and that you are to sit here all day and learn all of these hacks that make you create freaking burnout, and you sit here mad and frustrated because all these other people are winning and you have no idea how they're doing it, and then someone tells you and you're mind blown and you put a rug over it and go, nope, I don't want to believe that's happening. Okay. So you don't believe that people in the top have at least 7 to 8 people that they sit and switch coin with every day, all day long, and that they probably only bring about what you bring at your 9 to 5 every single day for working 12 hours a day? Do you want time freedom to spend with your kids, your grandkids, your husband, your wife, your whoever it may be? Or do you want to just change it from online, change it from a physical job to changing it online and having to deal with drama, having to deal with negative energy, having to deal with people that don't actually want to change their life? How do you want to do that? Would you rather work with people that you know that you're going to bring value to because you have passion in that? Would you rather watch yourself be able to send someone else off on a vacation? Would you like to watch someone else win it and get what you're already getting because you have gratitude and grace for the things that you want to do on an every single day basis, instead of waiting for a person to give this back or give that back in order to push this, to push that, to push this? Even before me knowing about this, right? Even before my digital products, I have always had products on the side that are free of charge and that are charged, because there's people that want the help. But you know what? You can't help everybody, boo-boo. Not everybody's gonna want the help. Some people are gonna want to slide that rug right over all of it and think that it's okay, and think that that's exactly how they should keep living life. Are those people for us? I know it's kind of hard to face, but no, they're not. Terry, welcome in, my friend. I know it's hard to face, but no, it's not. Because we're sitting in someone's room while they are losing their crap on their live because they don't know how to be professional, right? Well, they're whining and crying about things instead of learning the real facets of what making money online looks like. Creating their own product. Learning past coins. Learning past all of these things. Again, you guys, I came from the Purple app, right? I know what pennies on the dollar looks like. I know how long you have to go live all day long and how long you have to run your ads in order to make good money every single day on top of your subs and your biddies. I'm not new to this game, right? So it's the bigger question. If you want to start taking it serious, I want to see your guys' content. I want it to start matching up. And I know this sounds crazy, but that's going to be your first step. That's going to be your first step, because no matter what you do in this online space, you're going to have to be able to do content. And content is exactly where it's at. Your content is where people come from. If we all have the same besties, if we all have the same 10K besties, then where are your customers going to come from when you finally actually find the program that you want? When you find the stream of income that's going to do the fancy things that you want it to do. You're not. It's not going to come to you. You're going to keep putting yourself down for 20 cents every single day. So, starting with content, we need a hook. We need value, a testimonial, and a CTA. That is the structure of a video. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn it around. It's gonna be a butt. You're in camera. This is what a talking video should look like. Whoop, there we go. being a pain in my butt. There we go. Right? What's a hook? A hook is something that catches somebody to want to stop and watch your video, that makes it interesting, that also makes it relatable, that gives some form of value. So if you guys are wanting to start to earn the basic attribute for you to move on to your next thing, right? Oh, I can't do this mirrored video thingy. You guys are going to have to start getting serious about it. I'm dead serious, y'all. Value. If you're a grow host, then you need to be talking about that in some way, shape, or form. You need to go look up whatever word you need to that represents grow and figure out how to make content that lets people know what they're expecting out of your room. Because if you make cute little videos with dogs and they're getting hundreds of thousands of likes and comments, and they come into your room and you're doing the GRO thing, they're exiting stage left. Exiting stage left. And the online space is called know, like, and trust. If someone knows you, someone likes you, then they trust you. And when you get them to know, like, and trust you, guess what? You can't really do no wrong. They're going to want to grow with you. They're going to want to create a new business. They're going to want to tap into facets that they've never tapped into before. Talia, welcome in, my friend. How are you doing? Testimonial. Someone who's been in your life if you're a grow host, right? You need to grab them from your comments. They should be commenting on your videos, giving you testimonials every day. A CTA. Figure out a word that you want to use as your keyword and start putting that in your talking video. Why? Because you're going to see the people that actually want to do all the things of the things start coming into your lives. When your content matches what your live is talking about, everyone starts to hit the point. Now, I know I have my people in the back that are like, I don't want a niche. Okay. Let me know how that's going for you right now. Let me know how that's going for you. It's not, right? It's frustrating. People aren't paying you back. People aren't doing what they said they're doing. You got the rug covered up. You don't want to admit the fact that these people haven't came and paid you back, so you can't pay back the other people that you owe for this and you owe for that, and you feel like you're in TikTok debt. Woo! I'm on a roll today, y'all. So, we have to figure out a way to bring value when we're in our lives, even when we're doing the grow host. Why? Because people don't want to just sit and listen to music anymore. They want to be educated. There are hundreds of thousands of creators on here that teach you how to do things. There's hundreds of thousands of creators on here that give you valuable information because they educate themselves on an every single day basis, right? So, bringing value to your live. I don't know, maybe you went and figured out exactly how to do a live registry event. And so the whole live, in between picking up besties, you talk about how to create the live event, right? You're a grow host. That's what grow hosts are supposed to do. They're supposed to educate, right? You're going to become a big room. You have to be able to educate big amount of people. Now, what I'm going to say is might hurt a couple feelings. If people cannot handle 6 to 9 people in their room and they are begging and pleading for more people in their room, what are they going to do when they have 100 people in their room and their chat is moving so goddamn fast that they don't know what to do with it? That's where I come in. That's where a lot of the people that are in this little circle of the risings are here for to help you guys with. A lot of people want to have these big numbers and do these big things, but when they come, they freak out and they don't know what to do. That's why you keep your mindset intact. That's why you work on yourself. That's why you make sure that your environment is clean. That's why you make sure you're connecting outside of this app and that you're helping and you're growing and you're doing all of the things. My dog check-in call, guys, and my discovery call. Those are free. The discovery call for tech is to see what services we can offer you and how we can get you started. The dog check-in call is to start fucking pumping up this goddamn mind and to stop staying stuck in a tiny little box for every fucking body else. I mean, if our mans or y'all's men heard you talking about them the way you was in this live, whoo! You see my point? Like, we get mad because a man goes to work and doesn't want to talk and doesn't want to communicate, but at the same point, The man's getting mad because we're not talking and we're not communicating and we're not doing things. But this job is the reason that we are stuck where we're at. Right? I mean, just think about it. What would it be like if he got to go and do some type of racing or some type of, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. Maybe he's a racer, right? If he got to do his dream thing and make that extra money, isn't that more valuable than him going to that 9 to 5? Because he's going to show up loving you differently, loving those kids differently. He's going to show up as the man that he wants to be, right? So just keep that in mind, you guys. So start working on your content. Start using your stories. My stories every single day. The same thing, just a different day. I do my push-ups. I show you guys what I've gotten completed every single day. I show you guys me putting my fucking Mayo in my freaking coffee or in my water every single day. Thank you, Flacco. And I also, when I have my rice coffee or my whatever coffee, you guys see me doing that. All these things have, over time, has gotten me to release all the shit. All the anxiety, all the frustration, all the irritation, all of the things. So slowly over time, when my kids do come back into my world, I've done the work. But I didn't leave because I didn't love them. I left because I was done with the toxic actions and how it was affecting my healthy life. And I do not have to stay stuck for any fucking body. Because I identify as Harley. Meaning I identify as myself. I don't identify as a mom, wife, dad. Those are all extensions of my skill sets. Even business is an extension of who I am. Right? I show up and I wake up every day because I want to. Have I been there where I don't want to get out of bed? All I want to do is eat fast food. All I want to do is bitch, whine, and complain and say that I'm tired of the kids or whatever. Yes, I've been there. Yes, I've been massively depressed on 20 different medications and barely able to function like I was drunk. I get it. I've been in those hard spaces, but you know what got me out of those hard spaces? Staying uncomfortable every single day. Doing the uncomfortable thing every single day. And never going back to the old me. And when the old me comes back, picking up my journal and talking to her and reparenting her and teaching her the right way. And then all of that falls off onto my kids, my grandkids, and la-di-da-di-da. And my kids aren't even old enough to have grandkids. That's how healed I am, that I can talk about my future in that form. Because I'm not just creating general wealth for myself or my own children. I'm creating it for my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. Because what I'm doing right now is something that generations in my bloodline have never done in their life. They've never put themselves first. They've never went out and tried to do something more than a 9 to 5. They've never believed in themselves. They've always second-guessed themselves. They've always told themselves that they just had to do this, what society told them to do. Breaking curses is uncomfortable. Having hard conversations is uncomfortable. Learning to be the best version of yourself through the rut of things is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Hardest things you'll ever do. And you guys probably look up to me and go, oh, Harley, you don't have any problems. Oh, honey, boo-boo. Oh, honey, boo-boo. If you only knew. Do you see how changing your mindset changes the way you show up? That stuff don't matter because I'm taking action and I'm going to help somebody today. I'm going to help somebody change their mindset, or I'm going to help somebody start a business because they're tired of playing small. They're tired of being comfortable. They're ready to be uncomfortable every day. They're ready to see that, sexy bod that is about to hit. They're ready to start taking those small attributes of action to become the best version of themselves. They're not going to allow a dollar or a penny define who they are. And that's where my link in bio comes into play, right, you guys? Get on that email list because I will be emailing stuff out here soon about the details about what's going down. We keep ourselves small because it makes other people feel better. Are you tired of making other people feel better just for you to feel worse? Are you tired of allowing people's negative energy to consume who you are as a person? Are you tired of pretending to be friends with people when in reality you can't absolutely stand them? Or maybe it's that you do want to help them, but they can't get out of that mindset in order to do that. See, that's how I'm different, right? I love you where you are. I love you where you are. And if you don't want to move, then I leave you there, right? And I move on. Because I'm not going to get caught up in the mess down here, because I'm growing and becoming abundant up here. Because abundance is for everyone. There's enough money in this whole entire planet, whether it's this app, it's a different app, it doesn't matter what bank account it is. There's abundance when it comes to money. Money is energy. It is how you allow it to come to you. It's how, when things get hard and bills get rough and everything's behind, it's how you show up in the storm. How are we showing up in the storm, guys? How are we showing up in the storm? Desperate, tired, exhausted, doing it half booty because, we think that that's the way to go. It's not the way to go. It's not the way to go at all. So, yeah, I'm your doc. I'm the one that's going to get the real raw truth out. I'm the one that's going to pinpoint you guys to start succeeding. Like I said, every single day, push-ups, writing in your journal, writing down your wins. This is where it starts. It's where it starts. I know, it's crazy. Writing something down can change your whole entire mindset. Writing something down can guide you towards a better life. Sitting and doing arm curls with no weights whatsoever and just doing this for 100 times every single day while you're telling yourself, we're going to make it through this. We freaking got this. We're amazing. We're awesome. We are changing the chemical balance inside of our head, and it's allowing us to feel joy from ourselves and not other people. Keep that in mind. The joy that you feel should not have to come from other people. You have to work for what you want. What was the other one? You need to think outside of your box that you are in. Yes, many people are in boxes and they don't even realize that they're in boxes, right? They don't realize that they are part of the issue, but it's what if I was able to unravel this issue I'm having in a safe place? Right? And be able to look at it from an outsider's perspective. And to actually start viewing myself as worthy. Start viewing myself as this individual that could show up for these things. Because I know when you guys hear me talk, the first thing that comes in your mind is, oh, it must be nice. I'd love to own a house that's $1 million. I would love to be able to have my car payment. It'll never be me. Sounds like a broke mindset. Sounds like someone that has not worked on themselves whatsoever and only identifies by what objects and what people make them happy. Not someone that actually goes, you know what? I can do anything I set my mind to. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's start this process. Let's get her done. People want to keep you in the box. It's time to get out. Yep, it's time to get out of the box. It's time to be you. It's time to start caring about what you want. Not what the husband wants, not what the kids want. I know you've been doing it for years and you're absolutely god-awful tired and you are ready to set down the box. You are tired of holding up the box with everybody else in it, giving them what they want. But at the same point, you want to see a better environment. You want to see a life you've never seen before. You already have it. It's already within you. Every moment that you second guess and compartmentalize what other people have, and you are in competition mode with others and coming from your triggers instead of listening with your ears, right? The more that's where you're going to be stuck forever. The moment that you step into it, And the moment that you do it, even when it's hard, even when it sucks, even when it's uncertain, that's when the action is going to start happening. Last year I got out of the box, and yes, I have people who don't like. Well, exactly. There's a lot of people that don't like when you step out of the box because you're not giving them what they want anymore. And they think that because they're staying over here and you're going towards the healthy, that's going to pull you back into the box. Is it easy to stop being a people pleaser? Hell no. It's not easy to stop being a people pleaser. I have to sit with it all the time. All the time. It's never easy. The work that I do with myself and with other people is never easy. And I lose clients often. Do you know why? Because they're not ready to do the work. And when I make them accountable, they run away. That tells me that they'll be back. They'll need me. Why? Because they're not going to make it too far up the hill before they realize everything I was telling them was 150% right. And until you start working on you, you can't work on a business, you can't work on your relationship, you can't do any of the other things, because the number one reason that online businesses fail for women is because their husband doesn't believe in it. Their husband doesn't see the value in it, because their husband doesn't even see the value in themselves. So why would they see the value in you? Right? Because they're in survival mode. I gotta go to work and make this much money to bring this much money home just to make sure the kids have the basic foods and the wife has the basic foods. And now I feel like a piece of shit because I can't even provide that for my family. So, the hard work isn't easy. The hard work sucks. Sitting with a man's feelings is not for the weak. A man that actually opens up to you and talks about his feelings isn't for the weak. Not one bit. Because they're holding stuff back that they've held back for absolute years, that they don't believe in themselves, that they don't think they're worthy enough, that they are not going to minute to what they need to. So then we look back to women in the online space that their men don't believe. They took his belief. They also stole his energy. And they started showing up from his energy. And they started believing what he believed instead of believing in themselves by showing him and guiding him and doing the daily wins, right? And showing him those small things. My notebooks, when hubby comes home, they're sat down on my desk, right? And hubby sees all my wins of the day. And then we sit down and then we talk about the conversations that I've had with people and how all of that stuff went and how my workout went and how my day went. And then after he takes his shower, then he sits down and he has his vent session, right? And if we had the kids here, then it might run a little bit differently, but the kids are still going to get individual time with each parent, group time with each parent, and the parents are still going to have their own individual time, because I've learned how not to be a 9-to-5er. And I mean even a wife 9-to-5er, right? Because as a woman staying home, you get into this rut where, well, I've been at home with the kids all freaking day long, and I'm tired and exhausted, and it's your turn. But he's been at work all day. He's been at work all day pretending to socialize with people that he can't even stand. He's been busting his butt all day that he's so hot and tired that he can't even get his body temperature to cool down. He's not eating healthy. He's not taking care of himself. He's stressed out. Y'all have unspoken expectations between the two of you, and it's a pure chaos. And things are about to break. If one doesn't break, everything's going to break all at the same time. Let's start working on you. Let's start getting that ripple effect, and then we'll start talking about the business, and then we'll start minuting towards those other attributes. But if we're wanting to work on the business part, right, we need to make sure that we're keeping our content to a form, right? A hook, value, testimonial, CTA. If we're doing B-roll, whatever we're doing B-roll about is what our lives should be about. And the same thing for our talking content, right? If we're a grow host, and I'm using Billy Joe for an example because she's sick, right? When you're a grow host and you're sicker than a dog with 2 kids with COVID, could be the words on the screen. going live tonight at blah blah blah. So every time people come across her content, they're going to know what Billy Joe does. And guess what? Then they're going to want to stay in her room because what they're seeing on her content is matching her live. Right? And then she's going to start to grow in that little aspect. She's going to start to gain her confidence, and she's going to want to grow and minute and go off and do something better because she got her feet wet, and she got her feet wet in the right direction instead of 900 trillion thousand different ways. There's so many ways to make content where it relates back to the business that you have. But a lot of people are not willing to do that. They are not willing to be uncomfortable. Comfortability means more to them than uncomfortability. So if you guys have any questions, we can pop those little buggers out now. We've been on for an hour exactly. I had to turn the screen brightness down, y'all, because my phone overheated yesterday on my tripod. Stick to the plan. What's going on, my friend? We are about to hop off here, but we've just been talking about the motivation to start with the basics. Get to know TT. Figure out what your dreams and aspirations are, where you're going. Structure for content. Make sure, I don't know how much louder I can say this. Make sure your content matches your live. Otherwise, you're going to screw people away. And then as those views start going up and those engagements start going up, then we'll start talking about how to categorize and stuff. I don't want to throw too much at y'all to where you guys get majorly scatterbrained and confused and are unsure and then definitely hit burnout because people are going to tell you 900,000 different ways to do it on here. Some are going to say just to post this shit. Other people are going to tell you that there is a dialogue of the back office. I believe there's a dialogue of the back office. Thank you for the heart, me, my friend. Thank you for those populars as well. All those things are important. All those things matter. Right? So yeah, that's our goal here. Is to keep growing and to keep moving and to keep being the best version of yourself. Because the only person keeping us stuck is ourselves. If we wake up and do the same thing every single day and we don't even change the thoughts in our head, then we are going to experience the same day we did yesterday today. Our feelings and our emotions and the food that we consume comes from yesterday. Let that sit in. I know that's a hard one, but let it sit in. If you were mad, angry, frustrated, tired, sore, exhausted yesterday and you didn't change that energy and level that energy up, then today you're going to feel the exact same way. If you only drank 2 cups of water, you're going to be dehydrated, exhausted, frustrated, and going through the same thing every single day. I drink 120 milligrams of water every single day with one 60 milliliter container of that having liquid IV in it because our body does not get enough of the nutrients that it actually needs on an everyday basis. I'm on a high protein diet once a month. I do go and splurge, yes, but that's it, right? Other than that, I am eating healthy. I am boiling my eggs instead of frying them and eating them with bread. I am eating fruits and veggies like no tomorrow. I'm losing weight. I'm working out. I'm doing all of those things. When I first started working out, you can ask a couple of my digital marketers that are in here. Call them half-ass push-ups. For over 40 days, I called them half-ass push-ups every single day, but I didn't care what it looked like. I just did it. I was moving my body and I was changing my state of mind of who I was showing up as. That's where the hardcore work comes in. It doesn't matter if you're sitting there doing Pilates on the wall or with a 5-pound weight. Nobody cares about that. People care because you actually did it. You showed the fuck up. That's right. Stick to the plan. That's right. It doesn't matter how you show up. It doesn't matter if the treadmill's not for you. It doesn't matter if lifting weights are not for you. It doesn't matter if push-ups aren't for you. If you're just sitting here doing this, you know? I know this sounds crazy, y'all, but you can see my define. You can't see it on the camera, but you can see the muscle that I have gained since I've started doing that. I have really bad knees. my body is healing from the inside out with my GI problems. So I have learned to slow down and to take the small attributes of my workouts into what I do into my everyday life. So when I'm showing up here for you guys, that's part of my healing journey. When I make my content and I comment on your guys' stuff and I'm commenting in your lives, I'm showing up as the same person everywhere. Home, school, kids' functions, court, everywhere I go, I show up as the same freaking person. And that's how everything starts to my new. The more that we stop pretending and the more that we start showing up as our ultimate self is exactly where it's going to be. So again, if you guys have any questions, shoot me a DM at the bottom down here or go to my page. Check out the doccheckincall if you are wanting to level up your mindset. Grab yourself, go to the 3 dots at the top of my website and go down to the business corner. Grab yourself the discovery call if you are wanting to up level what you're doing now. We can create you a store, a website. I can teach you some of the tricks of the trade, all those sorts of things. That information is in there. That is a 30-minute session that you get with me to help minute you towards the small attributes that you guys may not know. And then my affiliate link in there, that's just for Rise Coffee. If you guys are ready to take the next step in your mental health gain and your body gain and start getting your body back. Rise Coffee is absolutely fucking amazing. I don't know how else to put it. It's better than many things that I've tried in my life, and it works instantly. It works instantly. Brain fog 100% gone. My plumbing is working, right? From someone who had issues with that. I'm trying to make it not too gross for you guys, but just saying, the small things are going to minute to the big ginormous things. And I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. You're great. You're amazing. You can do absolutely anything you set your mind to, and I'll see y'all